How are you, mate? How are you feeling?
Yeah, really excited. Obviously, big race for us, biggest race of the year for us, and really excited to just get on track and see what we got. Really, it's a lot of waiting around, a lot of media and stuff, but Sunday not too far away, and we can get into it for sure.
Okay, you're starting from what, 25th or 26th on the grid. So just talk us through those practice runs and everything, because it wasn't kind of working to clockwork.
No, look, there's been some ups and downs throughout the whole sort of few weeks that we've been here, and practice I felt okay. Race balance and stuff's been really strong, which makes me excited for the race. But in qualifying, wasn't exactly our best session. We just weren't quick enough at the right times, and found ourselves in 26. But I think we've got a really fast car in the race, and things can happen that we can move our way forward. It's almost a 3-hour race, so we've got plenty of time to move forward.
How difficult is it to make it further up the grid, and what are your plans for that? Because I've read a couple of comments from you that this is a survival race as much as anything else.
Yeah, no, massively a survival race. It's all about trying to get through those first few laps, at least the first stint. But yeah, it's but once you get into the momentum of the race and the momentum of all that sort of stuff, you get into like a bit of a pattern in some ways. So getting through that first part's important, and then eventually just try biding your time and get going right.
Scott McLaughlin on the platform with us. When you're talking about the pattern, just explain that a little bit. Is that just getting into your groove where you've got set lap times that you want to achieve, or is that about where you're actually positioned in the race?
Yeah, no, that's just set lap times we're trying to achieve, and you got to save a bit of fuel here and there, and hit the fuel codes and whatnot, to really make sure that we can get to the finish line. Obviously want to make as little as stops as we can. But yeah, eventually, like trying to, I've got to do many things on my front to make sure we save enough fuel and do the right lap times whilst we're doing that. So it's certainly a bit of a juggle from a driving perspective, but a lot of fun.
How much of that's going through your mind while you're racing, Scott, or does the team take care of all of that? Sorry, it might be a stupid question to ask you. I just presume that you're holding on to the wheel, mate.
Yeah, no, but the team, there's many things on my steering wheel. That's 20 or 30 grand the steering wheel. That you have, many different digits on there, and values that the team works out for you from from the pit box, and they basically tell you on the radio, hey, we need you to hit this number and your fuel number to get you home, or get us to this critical lap window to get us home for finish the race. It's a bit of a juggling act from the driving seat, but they certainly have a lot more information at hand that makes you just listen to them and do the right thing on the way home.
Preparation for a race like this, your experience at supercars and things in the Bathurst, and that, is there any parallels, or is it a completely different experience?
No, there's definitely some parallels with what I've learned in supercars. I mean, the racing in supercars is very hard and tough, and that's definitely toughened me up for IndyCars. But I guess from the fuel saving perspective, Bathurst is a big a big fuel saving race for us with that sort of stuff. It's you're always saving fuel there. You're always trying to make it as critical lap number to get you home. It's the same sort of thing. It's just this race is obviously driven by myself only, and not with a co-driver. And you're certainly doing as many laps as you can and at different speeds. So yeah, it's a bit of a juggling act, but supercars has definitely prepped me for it.
I read that you say that everything has to be perfect. You have to be perfect. The car's got to be perfect. The race has got to be perfect for you, because that involves a lot of intangibles that are out of your control as well. I was really fascinated to hear you say that.
Yeah, well, it is. Bathurst is exactly the same. You need a perfect day. It's you can't. You've got to, from your end, my end. I've got to make sure that I'm executing as best as I can and dotting all my I's, crossing all my T's. And then from the pit stops perspective for the guys, what I can do is stop on the marks as close as I can, and then those guys can, basically, cover, do a pit stops as quick as they can without no mistakes. And we have mistakes on pit road, we're going to ultimately lose the race. So we've got to make sure that we're pretty hard, into it and not make any mistakes, and that's why it comes down to an ultra team sport. It takes everyone to work hard and make it happen.
Scott McLaughlin with us, Indy 500 Monday, New Zealand time. Scott Dixon on pole. I mean, that was just a rocket that he dropped, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's very fast, Scotty. That's the second pole in 2 years here. He's very fast. Just those guys have really got it together. But we'll be interested in the race. Like last year for him, anything can happen. Like he DNF'd quite early in the race just from a mechanical failure, and that's what the Indy is all about. It's just trying to get to the end, and funny things can happen completely out of control.
How good are you at driving in these cars in this racing series compared to the supercars? Because in the supercars you were the supercar driver. Are you at your very best yet, or are you still learning?
Look, I'm still learning for sure, especially in these cars. But I definitely feel like I'm driving probably the best I ever have from a personal perspective. Supercars really built me up, and then I've had to learn all these different, diverse sort of racing situations like ovals and short street tracks and short tracks, just to I had to learn proximity of the race car, which is completely different to the supercar. Supercar, you used to head in the walls with your mirrors, where in an open wheeler you only have your wheels to sort of scrub against the wall or find your feeler gauges. So it's definitely a tough thing, but it's something that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, so what do you think about it 300k, mate? I mean, do you think?
Well, it's not really 300, it's 400k.
Oh,
but, yeah,
sorry,
it's
sorry.
bloody crazy. Yeah, no, it's just you're dropping me 100 short.
Sorry.
No, certainly no. I'm joking. It's certainly a crazy, it's a crazy feeling. You do think a fair bit about it, but you don't. The speed factor comes out of it. It's all relative because everyone else is doing the same speeds and stuff. But once you sort of either have a moment or you're trying to stop it and slow it down into pit lane, that's when it gets, you're like, wow, you're actually doing very fast. It's crazy trying to woe these things up from those speeds for sure.
You hit the brakes at all, or what? Or is it just foot flat?
No, not for flat, but you hit the brakes a little bit. But for the most part, you just basically dab in the throttle. You're full throttle for most of it, but it depends on whether you're in traffic or if you're by yourself. Traditionally, when you're by yourself, you hold it flat. But when you have like the dirty air and you're in the slipstream, you've got to really manage that toe and get through that turbulent air.
What's the most difficult part of the oval?
There's a lot. I think it's just judging the slipstreams and judging your runs and getting your timing right. Timing, sort of, how close you follow a car, because you don't want to follow them too close because you lose all your front downforce. So you want to make sure that you're catching them at the right point of the corner so you can, carry your run all the way to the next corner. It's a bit of an art. It's not so much physical, it's more mental, and that's probably the hardest thing, is just making sure mentally you're ready for the race.
Scott McLaughlin with us, Indy 500 on Friday. How hard physically do you work? How much weight do you lose? How much pressure goes into those legs? I mean, is it like a gym workout when you get out of that car?
Certainly for the road and street courses, yes, but for the oval, it's like I said, more mentally draining. Definitely get probably hot. You lose a bit of fluid just from sweat and stuff. We'll probably only lose maybe only I say, but like a kilo or something like that. But it's not like on a street course, it's sometimes 3-4 kilos. It's crazy. Then the workout is I'm burning on my whoop calculator, my watch. It's sometimes up to I think I get 2,000 calories in 2 hours, which is crazy, like in a workout. So yeah, it's definitely full on.
Talking to the old man yesterday, he said you lost a bit of weight, mate, to squeeze into the seat.
Yeah, I had to lose about over here it's 20 pounds, so
What?
10 or so kilos. It's been crazy trying to get the weight down and making sure that I'm sort of ready and fit and ready for this thing for sure.
You're living the dream though, aren't you?
Yeah, oh mate, like it's love it over here. It's certainly been a whirlwind experience, but feel like we're slowly getting my feet on the ground and my wife as well, and we're just finding a way here. So it's been awesome, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
We see a fair few inter-team politics in F1. Is it the same in IndyCar? Do Penske play faves?
Yeah, they had their, at the end of the day, we do our best for the whole team to win. If we're in different spots, and we'll do our best to help each other. But at the same time, Roger's really strong with us being able to race each other and race each other clean, and which is really really good fun, and that's why I really love driving for Penske, because it's just there's no crap, it's just straight onto it, and a lot of fun.
All right, a couple of quick questions. We'll let you go. I know you were very busy, and again, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, you had a great start to the season, sitting third on points. The last 3 races haven't delivered. So is this completely separate from everything else? Do you look at this race and think, I don't care what has happened, I don't care what is to come, it's just about this?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I always refer back to Bathurst. I always wanted to win Bathurst. I felt like you had to be perfect on the day, and one mistake takes you out of it, and you got to wait 365 days to do it. So that's what makes it so hard to win, right? So I think, that's why I put Indy almost above a championship, because it's so hard to win. It's so, I'm sure it's such a special thing when you do win, and so relieving. So, I would love to win it. I would love to win an Indy 500. And then certainly with it being double points, that really, situates us well in the championship. But yeah, it'll be really where we're running on the weekend. If we're running the top, the front part of the pack, we want to, try and capitalize on that and win. But at the same time, if we're running a solid top 10, we'll probably just take the points and get on with it.
All right, and so all of the razzmatazz, the glamour, the planes go overhead, the national anthem. I mean, how do you separate yourself from all of that?
It's really not until you get into the car that you sort of can just go, all right, this is me in the car, and let's get on with it. It's a huge spectacle, and this year they're expecting probably one of their largest crowds in the whole history of the race. There's going to be 400,000 odd people here on Sunday. It's just a crazy amount of people, and it's going to be so exciting. But at the same time, I think once I get in the car, you put the helmet on, you just get on with it. It's your job, and you enjoy it, soak it all in. But once you get in the car, it's just you and the race car.
What's the last thing that you say to yourself?
Look, I just say, execution, really. Just, best execution, control what you can control, and, hopefully the rest follows.
Good luck. Go fast, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.